These are my official picks and breakdowns for UFC 329 Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. I'll be breaking down every fight from the early prelim opener all the way up to the main event, starting with Ryan Gandra versus Zachary Reese. For this one, I think Ryan Gandra is going to knock out Zachary Reese, but let's get into that. Ryan Gandra 5-0 in his last five. In four of his last five, he's won by TKO. Almost all of them in the first round. Only one of them went to round two. And he has a submission win in the first round over not the best opponents, but he does have a submission win, so that shows that he has a pretty good ground game as well. Zachary Reese is 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. In his last five, he should have won against Mikel Pierre in a split decision. They kind of robbed him, I'm not going to lie. But before that, he beat Jackson McVeigh by submission. And then he had a no contest with Cedric's dumbass. And then he won a decision win over Dusko Todorovic. And then before that, he lost by first round KO to Azamat Bakolev. I feel like I know that name. Maybe I think I might. I think I might be in the UFC. Let me see if Azamat Bakolev is. I'm pretty sure he is in the UFC. Yeah, that was in a UFC fight. Yeah, I remember that fight. Uh, I mean, Zachary Reese is 4-3 in his last. In his UFC record. He's been finished twice, both of them by KO. But Gander has also been KO'd once, so maybe a little bit of a crafty fucking upset KO for Zachary Reese, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Uh, I mean, Reese has 3 inches of height and arm reach on Gandra, but that doesn't really mean anything when you're not the best. I don't think these stats on Verdict MMA for in the recent fight history is accurate at all, so I'm not going to bring those up. But both these guys, they don't really go to a decision often, so I don't think this one's going to go to the scorecards at all. Yeah, give me Ryan Gandra by first round KO over Zach Reese. I've been saying Zachary. His name is Zachary. Zachary Reese. Moving up the card, we got. Hold on. Basharat versus Ewan. I'm pretty sure this fight is no longer. Yeah, it's not Ethan Ewan anymore. It is John Garza. So, there we go. Now then someone fell off the Cody Durden fight. Nice. Uh, Fareed Basharat versus John Garza. I don't know. I think I think Garza's gonna find Basharat here. Uh, let's break this down a little bit more in case I decide to change my pick. We don't have the arm reach on Garza on the app that I'm using, but they're around the same height. Basharat has an inch of height on him at 5'8", and Garza's 5'7". This is Garza's UFC debut. Very short notice. I think I gotta go Basharat here because like Basharat is not a bad fighter at all. I mean, in some of his fights, they're very close decisions, but like he's gone against some good competition like Chris Gutierrez and Gene Matsumoto. Those are some good wins to have on your record by decision for both of them as well. But Garza, I mean, he has some knockout power. He knocked out some guy named Josh Walker. Uh, and then before that, some guy named Marcelo Reyes took some guy named Kevin Rosas to a decision, and then another KO, and then another decision. I mean, it's gonna be a. I think this is gonna be a close fight again. I think I'm gonna go with Fareed Basharat via decision. This guy cannot get a finish for the life of him. Yeah, give me Fareed Basharat by decision over John Garza in a pretty close fight. Pretty close. People are saying it's could go either way, but I think Basharat is going to get it done. Okay, it's showing. What the hell? Okay. Cody Durden versus uh, Ode Osborne. I accidentally skipped past this one. Now I feel bad. Uh, Ode Osborne versus uh, Cody Durden. Let me see if they have this. They don't have the stats, I don't think. Yeah. I think I gotta go with Ode Osborne here. Give me Ode Osborne by decision. Actually, I don't know, because this is a short notice fight for Ode Osborne, so anything could happen. But I think Cody Durden's just like too shit to succeed. But again, it's a UFC fight. You never know what's gonna happen. Let me take a look. I'm trying to see if they like. Yeah, no, they didn't update it. So this must have just happened. Hmm. I wish I could see Odie's fight history, but you know, like, give me Odie's gonna knock out Cody Durden in round two. Round two KO for Odie Osborne. Got moving up. We got. I'm so wait. What the hell? Oh yeah, we got Damian Pinos versus where's Damian Pinos? Damian Pinos versus Cesar Almeida. I'm gonna have to go with Damian Pinos to beat Cesar Almeida. Cesar Almeida's not bad. He did lose his last fight by decision, but before that he got TK over Abdul Razik Al Hassan, and then before that he won a decision over Ihor Pateria, and then before that he lost in a decision to Roman Kopylov. If you're losing to Roman Kopylov, you're not good enough, in my opinion, to be in the UFC. But like Damian Pinos hasn't been going against the best competition. He went against Wes Schultz. Who the fuck is that guy? He went against Vitor Costa. Who is that guy? He went against Wesley Silva. Never heard of her. Johnny Gregory. That's a UFC 6 creative fighter, I'm pretty sure. So good for Damian Pinos. I think. Let me look at the stats here. I mean, the tail of the tape is the almost 6 inches of reach that Damian Pinos has on Cesar Almeida. It's 79.5 inches of reach, not 97. That would be insane. Versus Cesar Almeida's 74 inches of reach. Pinos is 5-0 in his last 5. Almeida's 3-2. The 3 of Almeida's last 5 went to the distance. He only finished that Abdul Razik Al Hassan, and then some guy named Dylan Budka in his last 5. And yeah, I mean, his average fight time's 11 minutes. Damian Pinos gets his opponents out there pretty quick. His average fight time's about 3 minutes, 30 seconds. I mean, Pinos's output is just like miles better. He lands about 12 significant strikes per minute. Almeida lands about 2.6. Pinos doesn't really absorb any. He's only absorbed 4.4 significant strikes in his last 5 per minute. Almeida has better striking defense, or he just holds people down because he only absorbs about 2 strikes per minute in his last 5. They both have like the same amount of accuracy with their punches. Damian Pinos does not have the advantage. His striking accuracy is 54, and Cesar Almeida is 55. But in his last 5, Pinos has knocked his opponents down 3 times. Almeida only once. The grappling isn't going to be much of a factor. I mean, Almeida's only gone 2 minutes 50 seconds of control time in his last 5. Damian Pianos about 50 seconds in his last time. And Cesar Almeida has not shot a takedown in his last 5, but he's defended 12. So it's going to be a stand-up fight. And I think Damian Pianos is going to go out there and chin Cesar Almeida in round number 3. Moving up, we got Tracy Cortez versus Wang Kong. I think this is going to be I think this is an easy prediction. Give me Wang Kong by decision. In her last 5, not his last 5, in her last 5, Wang Kong's taken her opponents to a decision every single time. And Tracy Cortez is just not that good compared to Wang Kong. I mean, she's hot, but like that doesn't really mean anything when you're in a cage fight. But yeah. I mean, but let's go over Tracy Cortez's last 5. Tracy Cortez got submitted by Erin Blanchfield in round 2 in her last fight. And then before that, she beat some random named Vivian Alayul. And then before that, she lost a decision against Rose Namajunas. And then she beat Jasmine Jasdavicius and Melissa Gatto, both by decision. I mean, if you want to make money, just have this fight go into a decision. Honestly, both these people cannot get a finish, it seems, for the life of them. They both have about the same height and reach. Wang Kong has about an inch on both of those stats. Wang Kong is 5'6", Cortez 5'5". Wang Kong has 66.5 inches of reach. Cortez has 65.5. These odds are way too close, if I'm being honest. I mean, Cortez is not good on the feet at all, and Wang Kong has some really good shots on the feet. But let's look at those stats. Wang Kong lands about 4.5 significant strikes per minute, absorbs about 1 2/3 per minute, has a way better striking accuracy than Cortez at 56%, and she's knocked down her opponents 3 times in her last 5. I mean, in the striking, Cortez just gets mogged, if I'm being honest. I think this could be a hold up against the cage to a decision. I think that's the best case for Tracy Cortez. She has 18 minutes of control time in her last 5. She's landed 8 takedowns, but Wang Kong is really good at defending takedowns. She's defended 16 in her last 5. And she can go for a submission for a round. I mean, Tracy Cortez has attempted 2 submissions in her last 5. Wang Kong has gone for 1. So I think this is just going to be a heavyweight kind of matchup where Tracy Cortez misses takedowns up against the cage. And then Wang Kong is going to get out of it and then just kind of beat her up on the feet. And then it's going to be people are like, I could see Tracy Cortez winning that. And then her face is going to be all beat up. And Wang Kong is going to look fine. People are like, I don't know. I think Tracy Cortez won that one. But yeah, no. Give me Wang Kong by decision. 29-28. Maybe split decision. I think it's going to be like clear that Wang Kong won that one. But they're going to give... One judge is going to give it to Cortez just because she's hot. But yeah. I mean, but this is going to go to a decision. I mean, Cortez's average fight time is 15 and 50 seconds. Wang Kong's is 15 minutes. There's no way that this goes to no way someone gets finished. I'd bet my life savings on that. Moving up the card, we got Luke Riley versus Kai Kamaka III. The legendary family of the Kamakas. I mean, Kamaka had a pretty intense fight with Dakota Hope in April. He won that by decision. I think it was 29-28. And then before that, he knocked out Mikel Lima. But then he lost to Diego Brandao, who people forget, man. Conor McGregor beat this guy on the come-up. And I just think Luke Riley would not lose to a Diego Brandao. if I'm being honest. But let's look at this. Luke Riley has 2 inches of height on Kamaka. They're same arm reach. Kamaka's been TKO'd 2 times. He has 3 KO wins and 1 submission win. Luke Riley, 9 KO wins. And they both have a pretty good track record of going to a decision. Kamaka is 14-5 in decisions that he's gone to, and Riley's 4-0 in decisions that he's gone to. Let's look at these stats. Kamaka, okay, there's no way these stats are accurate. They're saying in his last 5, Kamaka wins about 25 significant strikes per minute and absorbs around 26. There's no way that's accurate. They're saying Kamaka has a striking accuracy of 2%, 59 to Luke Riley's 57, and they both have a knockdown apiece. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at these stats and it's kind of looking like a Kamaka upset, but I don't think he's going to get it done. In the grappling stats, Kamaka has 15 minutes of control time in his last 5. He's landed 7 takedowns, defended 11, and gone for 1 submission. Luke Riley's grappling stats are not the most impressive. He has 15 seconds of control time, hasn't landed a takedown, only defended 3 takedowns, hasn't gone for a submission, which makes sense because he's not really a grappler; he's more of a striker. So I think he's gonna take Kai Kamaka to a pretty good decision win, 30-27, or he's gonna find him with a KO. I don't know. I mean, Kai Kamaka looked pretty good in his last fight against Dakota Hope. So, yeah. Give me Luke Riley by decision. Moving up, we got Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez. I mean, what does Cody Garbrandt even do anymore? Nothing. He does nothing in the UFC. He only beat Long Zhao because Long Zhao kept kicking him in the nuts. Adrian Yanez is basically coming off a win over Ricky Simon. I don't know how that was a draw at all. But before that, he lost to Daniel Marcos. I don't know. This is just yucky to pick. Last time Cody Garbrandt won by KO was in 2023, and that was over someone named Brian Kelleher. Nobody knows Brian Kelleher. I think that might be a UFC 6 creative fighter. So good for Garbrandt. Let's look at the stats here. Garbrandt is getting arm reach mogged. Yanez has 70 inches of reach. Garbrandt has about 65.5. I mean, Garbrandt couldn't block a jab if you put his hands up for him. And Adrian Yanez loves his jab. So I think Yanez is just going to go out there, just going to knock out Cody Garbrandt in front of the crowd. I think it's going to be around 2 KO for Adrian Yanez. Moving up the card. I think it's going to be... I don't think this needs to be explained. I think there's going to be a first-round submission for Gable Stevenson. Or Stevenson, sorry. Over Alicia Ellison. The Snack Panther. Hold on. I might have to put some money on my boy. Alicia Ellison. Dude, what a nickname. The Snack Panther. I love it. I don't know. I think he's just going to he might get knocked out. I think there's going to be like a Bo Nickel, Val Woodburn kind of performance. Yeah, give me first round KO actually for Gable Stevenson instead. This is going to be insane. Imagine if Gable or Gable Stevenson, the loophole man himself, that should be his nickname. Gable Loophole Stevenson. Imagine if he loses. That would be amazing. And hilarious as well. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to sadly beat Alicia Ellison by first round KO. People are like, oh my god, this is the new best heavyweight. How does he do against Alexander Volkov? Oh my god. But yeah, I think Stevenson from what I've heard, Stevenson is dog shit. Uh, like multiple people have gone out and said, "Hey, this guy doesn't like getting punched in the face. He doesn't like tough fights." So I don't think he's gonna be the best heavyweight. I don't think he's gonna achieve much at heavyweight, but I will be watching. I think he will win this one, but I don't know how many other fights he's gonna win in the UFC. To the last prelim, we got Nikita Krylov versus Robert Whitaker. Give me Robert Whitaker by round 2 KO or round 1 KO. Nikita Krylov is just awful. I mean, he beat Modestas Bukauskas. I think that was genuinely like a fluke win. Before that, he got knocked out by Bogdan Guskov and Dominic Reyes. I mean, he did beat Ryan Spann by submission, but that was 2023. And then beat Volkan Ozdemir in 2022. 2 insane wins for Mr. Krylov himself. Last time I checked, he was representing Russia, and then he just got his fucking ass smoked. So now he switched back to Ukraine. So, good for him. Going back to the basics, I like it. Looking at Whitaker, I mean, he's on a 2-loss streak, but like the 2 people he lost to are not bad losses. He had a very close fight with Reiner de Ritter. That was 3-2 either way, in my opinion. I think Reiner de Ritter edged him out by like maybe a couple knees in the clinch. Then before that, he got submitted by Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev is not a bad loss to have. Khamzat's one of the best that we've seen at middleweight. Okay, it's a little much, but like Khamzat's very good. So I don't think that's a bad loss to have on your record. And then before that, he TKO'd Ikram Aliskerov in the first round. That brought a big old smile to my face. I hate Ikram Aliskerov. And then before that, he beat Paulo Costa by decision. And then before that, he got KO'd by Dricus du Plessis. But Dricus du Plessis is the top 5 middleweight of all time. So you can't really hold that against Whitaker. I mean, they're about equal on like striking stats, it seems. Krylov takes way less significant strikes than Whitaker. And they have about the same accuracy. But I just think Whitaker up a weight class is just going to punch so fucking hard. And Krylov is so chinny. Because he got like TKO'd by Reyes with like a jab or something. And if you can't take a jab on the chin from Reyes, you're not going to last long against a 1-2 head kick classic from Robert Whitaker. Sorry, I had a lot to eat. Grappling is Nikita's strong suit. I mean, he has about 15 minutes of control time in his last 5. 10 takedowns landed in his last 5, but Whitaker's defended 15 in his last 5. But Nikita's gone for 3 submissions in his last 5. But like when you consider like half of his fights, or 2 of his last 5 fights, happened 3 years ago, you can't really rate it that highly. And then I just think Krylov's going to be chinny. Because you can't take Modestas Bukauskas to round 3 and barely win by KO over him. Maybe I'm misremembering that fight, but I just think Robert Whitaker's gonna get him. He's gonna get him with a 1-2 head kick. Krylov had like 4 inches of reach on Whitaker, but Krylov is just like not good, so I'm not worried about it. He has 3 inches of height on Whitaker. Not a big deal for the big ol' wit, the Whitaker himself. But yeah, give me Robert Whitaker first round KO. Shocks nobody, but the crowd's gonna go crazy for Whitaker. Let's move up the card to, let me find it. Max Holloway. Oh wait, hold on. Max Holloway or the main card. We got, let me pull it up, Bobby Green versus Terrence McKinney. This is a 50-50 fight. The odds are completely right. Either Terrence McKinney's going to go out there and just chin him, or it's going to be a Bobby Green masterclass first 3 rounds and might submit Terrence McKinney. Who knows? Uh, I don't know. I mean, Green is coming off a submission win, but that's against Jeremy Stevens, so that doesn't count. He TKO'd Daniel Zellhuber. Daniel Zellhuber's dog shit in hindsight. He beat Lance Gibson Jr. by decision. Lance Gibson Jr., I think he was on short notice, and I think that was his UFC debut. And then he got shinned by Mauricio Huffy and submitted by Patty Pimlet. Those aren't bad losses to have on your record. Let's look at Terrence McKinney. He beat Kyle Nelson in 24 seconds last fight. He got submitted by Chris Duncan before that in the first round. But then he submitted Vyacheslav Borishev in the first round. And then TKO'd Damir Nadzovic in the first round. And then he got TKO'd by Esteban Ribovic. I think Terrence McKinney is going to knock out Bobby Green. And this is because the arm reach. I mean, Bobby Green's going to have his hands down by his waist, I'm guessing, because even though Terrence McKinney is a very pressure fighter, I don't think Bobby Green is going to be like, let me change up my whole style. I think he's literally just going to keep his hands down by his waist like usual. And I think Terrence McKinney's going to find him on the chin with that long arm reach of his. And he's going to I don't know if it's going to be the first round, but I think it's going to be by KO. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is going to be this is honestly a 50-50 fight that I'm thinking about, but in hindsight, whatever happens, it could just be a one-sided domination by either guy. But I don't think this one's going to go to. I don't think this is going to go to a decision. I think McKinney's going to find him round 1 KO, and he's going to. I don't know who would call out, if I'm being honest. Who does Terrence McKinney call out if he wins? I got no idea. But yeah, Terrence McKinney first round KO. Moving up, we got Brandon Royval versus Boner Kavanaugh. Give me Brandon. No, not Brandon. Boner Kavanaugh by first round KO. I mean, Brandon Royval's coming off a KO loss to Monel Cap in the first round. Before that, he got an ass whooping or a very hard fight against Joshua Van. He did beat Tatsuro Terra, but Tatsuro Terra has no head movement. And Kavanaugh's on the rise. He's only lost once in his last 5, and that was to the GOAT Charles Johnson. And then before that, he was just running through the division. They have about like the same arm reach, but Brandon Royval does have 5 inches of height on him. I don't think the height's gonna really do much here. I mean, Royval's not really a grappling guy. Who knows? Maybe Royval will do like a "you must have forgot" type of performance and just smoke Kavanaugh by decision. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a close one. Maybe Kavanaugh takes him to a decision. I don't know. I just don't know if Royval's chin's going to hold up as well as it may have used to. But yeah. They have the Kavanaugh stats all fucked up. They say it only lands about 1.5 significant strikes per minute. That's way off. But like, I'm not worried about Kavanaugh's gas tank because he went 5 hard rounds with Brandon Moreno. And Brandon Royval, sure, he's like used to going 5 rounds, with 4 of his last 5 going to a decision. But I don't know if that's going to be the case with a young like a guy with hard punches like a Loner Kavanaugh. So yeah, I think Loner Kavanaugh by first round, maybe third round KO. I'm going to say third round KO. I think it's going to be basically like the exact same fight Royval had against Joshua Van. But Loner's going to find the chin in round 3, put down Brandon Royval bad, and get the finish. And then he could call out Fuck, who do you call out if you're Leonard Kavanaugh? Maybe Tara? Him or Manel Cap? Because I think Pantoja. Actually, no. Maybe he calls out Pantoja. Because Pantoja has the title fight. I'm guessing that's a guaranteed for him that he has the title fight against Joshua Van. I think he calls out Manel Cap or Tatsuro Taira. Who knows? Depending on his performance. Let's see what he calls out. Moving up, we got Mario Bautista versus Corey Sandhagen. I don't know why people think Corey Sandhagen's going to win. I mean, Mario Bautista had a way better performance against Umar Nurmagomedov than Corey Sandhagen did. And in hindsight, he did the worst against Merab. In Merab's little title reign that he had the worst performance. And I know that was just Umar, O'Malley twice, and him. But, I mean, Sandhagen's just not that good in hindsight. People always glaze him and say, oh my god, he writes down how he's going to knock his opponent out. He's so wise. But, and then you watch his fight against a good grappler like Umar or Merab, and he's just getting held down for 5 rounds or 3 rounds. He TKO'd Davidson Figueiredo. It's Davidson Figueiredo. Who cares? And the TKO was because old man Figueiredo's knee just popped out of its socket. Mario Bautista's really good. He's genuinely good at fighting. People always shit on him because he sometimes has some snooze fest fights, but he's genuinely a good fighter. Has Sandhagen been submitted before? If he's been submitted, I'm not. He has been submitted before, but when was that? When was he submitted? I need to know. He was submitted by Aljo in 2020. And then he beat Mario Bautista by armbar. Interesting. Okay, this is very... I think... Let me look at the reach stats here. I think they have the stats mixed up. Because there's no way Corey Sandhagen has 32 minutes of control time in his last 5 and has shot 12 takedowns and defended... I could believe that he's defended 30. But I don't think he's shot 20 takedowns. So there's no way he's done that. They have about the same arm reach. Sandhagen has an inch on him. And Sandhagen's 2 inches taller at 5'11". And I don't care. I mean, give me Mario Bautista, 30-27 decision. It's going to slow down the pace of the card. He's going to get booed, but it's going to be a good win for him to have. Sandhagen, he could fight way down the rankings after this. I feel like maybe a Peyton Talbot. Corey Sandhagen versus Talbot, if he loses, that's not bad at all. Moving on to the co-main event, we got Benoit Saint Denis versus Paddy the fucking Batty. Paddy the fucking Batty, being lad. I don't know. I think Benoit Saint Denis, I think he's going to win. I don't know, though. Because, I saw that photo where it said, he might have staph infection. I don't know if that's staph infection, though. He said it was a scab. But, of course, he's going to say it's no staph infection or whatever French people sound like. But, I don't know. Okay. They have the same height and reach. But Benoit is just so fucking big for the division. He's not as skinny 6-footer or 5'11"er. He's buff. Paddy's got a good chin. I mean, I'm looking at Benoit's wins, and these are Stan Hooker, not the best win in hindsight. Beneil gets fucking KO'd by everybody, so that's not impressive. But 16 seconds, that is impressive. He submitted Mauricio Hufi. That's a really good one to have on your record. And that was a second round submission. But Paddy does have a good ground game. I don't think he's going to get submitted by Benoit Saint Denis. I think maybe, if anything, Paddy might catch him in a sub. Or not. I don't know. I think it's going to. I mean, Benoit has no gas tank. And he's so sloppy on the feet. I think Patty's going to find him. I think Patty by KO. I'm going to say round 2 KO for Patty Benoit. I'm changing my pick. I thought it was going to be Benoit St. Denis by late round submission or KO. But I think Patty Benoit's going to find him. Oh, I'm going to look so dumb if I get this wrong. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. I mean, they have like about this. This is actually such a close one. Thank God the next one is not close. It's the main event time. Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. Let's look at these stats. Holloway has 2 inches of height, but he has 5 inches less of reach than McGregor. I'm definitely not saying that correct. Like, what's it called? Not saying it correctly, but it doesn't matter. I don't think this is gonna be a wrestling match. And if it is, I think I gotta give it to McGregor. If this goes to the ground, I'm giving it to McGregor. Because is gonna be so fucking big and heavy on the ground at 170. Max has never fought at 170. But Max's gas tank is really fucking good though. He has a really good gas tank. I think the issue is McGregor's press conference yesterday made me start to believe in him. But it's so fucking easy to just, like, it should be clear cut. No, he's gonna fucking lose. He's dog shit. Well, he's not dog shit, but, like, he's not good enough to go against Max Holloway after all this time off. I mean, dude, his last. Oh, man. Alvarez was, like, in his last 5. It's Alvarez in 2016, Habib in 2018, takes 2 years off to fight Cerrone, wins against Cerrone, gets back in there against Dustin in January. He says, you know what, run it back in fucking July, and gets TK'd again by Dustin in round 1 this time by a leg break, and has taken 5 years off. Max Holloway by KO. I mean, that's the only reasonable option here. And, like, the fact that the odds are kind of, like, getting closer is genuinely insane to me. He should have been this. Hold on. What did they have him at? He should have been at this. Okay, plus 190 is still kind of high. I'll just say, like, plus 300 for McGregor. The only way McGregor can win this is by starting fast in rounds 1 and 2, because that is his advantage. Because Max Holloway's never fought at 170. So I don't know how that weight is going to affect Holloway. But there's no way Holloway is that bad that he's going to let McGregor, after 5 years, push a pace on him and pressure him back. I don't know. I think McGregor's going to come out all confident. He's going to have a pretty close round 1. And, like, when they're like, go to your corners, he's going to stand in Max's face and maybe talk shit about, I fucking told you the fucking Mac is back. And then round 2, I think he's going to continue where he left off. He's going to be looking sharp, but Holloway's going to be getting, like, a little bit. He's going to be staying active. When they're not swinging at each other, I think Holloway's going to keep busy with low kicks, body kicks. Nothing up high. I don't think it's going to be a high kick. I think McGregor is going to be the one throwing high kicks and a good amount of body kicks. I think Holloway's gonna try to stomp that leg out. I think McGregor's gonna, like, wave him up. Like, no, none of that, yeah. But yeah, I think, and then round 3, McGregor's gonna start to slow down. He's gonna be mouth breathing. He's gonna start, like, jogging on the outside. If there's, like, a moment where he can, like, get some space, I could see him shooting a takedown, like, any time in the first 3 rounds. And then Holloway's going to win round 3 again. And then round 4 is just where it's going to go downhill. McGregor's going to be totally gassed out. Holloway's going to be a little fatigued, but he's going to be looking good still. He's going to keep those body shots are just going to tally up on McGregor. And I think eventually he's going to get hurt to the body. Holloway's going to swarm up against the cage. McGregor's going to cover up, try to circle out. Left hook, drops McGregor. Drops him to a knee or something. Holloway swarms him. McGregor goes out. sad, knocked out in round 4 by Max Holloway. And Holloway, I don't know if he stays at 170. I think 170 is a bad option for Holloway to stay at. I think he drops back down to 155. I don't know. What do I know? All right, that's it for my predictions. Let's go over this one more time. Let's start with, Ryan Gandra by KO, Ode Osborne by KO, Farid Basharat by decision, Damian Pinas by KO, Wayne Kong by decision, Luke Riley by, did I say decision? By decision, Gable Steveson by KO in the first round, Whitaker by KO in the first round, Terrence McKinney by KO in the first round. I'm going for a lot of first round knockouts. Loner Kavanaugh, round 3 KO over Royval, Bautista by decision, Patty by KO in round 2. Round 2 KO for Patty, and a round 4 KO for Max Holloway. So yeah, those have been my predictions. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be posting some more content next week. I've been taking this week off. Been busy. But yeah, I'll be back next week, I promise. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.